they, like I said, they're a handsy team, so they were in the passing lanes. And
Our starting five was all negative, like minus 18, minus 12, minus 14, and their whole starting five was plus 20, plus. That's crazy.
yeah,
And our bench is plus, plus, plus. Yeah, starting five we'll figure it out.
I sure hope you guys do figure it out. And this is a team that in Minnesota that has been working very, very hard to try and make a real playoff contention, championship contention push with the acquisition of Rudy Gobert, a top defensive player in the league, along with a perennial all-star in Karl Anthony Towns and a potential superstar in this league, Anthony Edwards. Right now, currently, the Minnesota Timberwolves had what we thought could be an easy as a 7-0 start to the season, with teams like the Spurs twice on their schedule, the Lakers, and playing the Jazz. However, the Timberwolves are already off to a somewhat disappointing start, only sitting at 4-4 right now. And to be honest, I've been seeing a lot of discussion on whether or not this is Karl Anthony Towns' fault, and I couldn't quite understand it. They were discussing his defense, but his defense has already been known to be a negative. So I decided I needed to look at their offense. What was going on? This team was not scoring as much as they could. So let's take a look at the clips. Starting off with their game against the Lakers, we see right here Karl Anthony Towns is double teamed and is making the accurate pass to Rudy Gobert on the inside. An excellent read by Cat and his playmaking ability. Now there's a crucial look here as we see he gives the ball out to Ant. Look at the off-ball movement. Nobody on that possession was moving to help. Now as we look at this Suns game right here, we see that Cat is having the possession top of the key. And as he's starting to try and make an opportunity, notice how little off-ball movement is happening. Ant is stuck on the side, D'Lo is just standing at the top of the key, and Rudy tries to move over to his defender to at least try and help. In this next slip here, we see that Cat is forced to take an awkward shot, and thankfully, he was able to get this great rebound. Down to Anthony Edwards, who then gets it back out to Cat in the corner. In which he actually gets a little bit of tunnel vision here, and this is on him for not dishing it out to D'Lo or Ant. And now this is my big issue with Cat here sometimes, is Cat has the capabilities to be a good playmaker, but with only 2.3 seconds, dishing it out to McLaughlin or Ant would have been the right move. So this is where, again, I feel like his burden on offense is too much for what he can handle. And now here's a nice little pick by Towns to pick and pop. Now again, this is something that is really effective for the Timberwolves, but we don't always see this. However, right here off of this off-ball screen for Ant, we see Towns yet again create a pick and pop, but he hits the shot this time. Now we see Cat go to the top of the key, and you see McLaughlin make a low move for Ant. Now again, Cat could have dished this out right here instead of trying to go for the foul. And in this next clip right here, we're going to see Naz Reid try and make a little move on the inside, but Cat yet again has to go in and take the drive. Now coming up here, you see over on the right side of the court, nobody has yet to move. What is Cat expected to do? D'Lo tries to come off, but Cat has to take the shot. Nobody is moving. So here we go again with Gobert with an excellent dish to Jalen Noel, who unfortunately gets blocked at the rim, and Cat gets the offensive board. But that movement is what the Timberwolves want to succeed. Now in this next clip here, Booker goes for the drive. Gobert with the excellent block gives it up to Cat. Now with this ball to Cat, Cat immediately knows Ant is the guy to go and finish at the rim. Helping create for these kinds of finishers is what Cat seems to be really good at, and something that the Timberwolves need more of. And yet again, here you go, we see the cut by Anderson, who then gets the assist from Cat. And here you see Ant dish it out to Towns, and immediately afterwards you see that Ant goes to try and create a little bit of space for McDaniels. And now what goes on in this clip is you see Cat give the ball yet again to McDaniels, who has to go and finish at the rim to the best of his ability. Cat seems to be really good with guys who can finish at the rim, but yet again, I just believe this playmaking burden is too much for Cat, who also has to be a big perimeter scorer with a great pass to McLaughlin here. Cat yet again has three stationary teammates who aren't really going to help create. And then with a tough pass to Taurean Prince, who then has to hit a late three. This Timberwolves offense is too stagnant at times, and it's something that is really going to hold them back. As you can see here, the lack of off-ball movement, again, you see that Karl Anthony Towns is trying his best to help create for others, but it's difficult considering the space. Now right here we see Cat use an excellent screen to try and help create an open little shot for himself, which he's able to take and then make, but again, this is like some minimal effort plays that the Timberwolves can just utilize more of. And now we look at this next clip right here, see how well Cat creates for himself off the ball with the drive. Now, yes, it's a miss, but again, the self-creation is important for this team. We see here Cat gets the ball yet again to pop, and even just the threat of passing it to the cutter is enough to help the defense get attracted to it. Now, this right here, this Rudy and Cat combo we're about to see, is something I think the Timberwolves need to thrive. Cat is helping to create for Rudy right here by having him bring over two guys because of his ability to finish at the rim. Now, yet again, this is important because look at Cat's ability to create in transition for himself and his teammates. Immediately kicks it up to D'Lo, who takes the easy lay. This is something the Timberwolves can do so much more often, being the fourth pace in the league. And now the dish out to Cat here from D'Lo, and then the little screen by Gobert allows for an amazing lob. These two working in tandem are a threat to the league as a whole. Cat's ability to give to his finishers is something that will help the Timberwolves thrive. Now, I want us to look at something right here. Why are the Minnesota Timberwolves the 24th best offense in the league? This is something that should just not be happening. They have the talent. They have the ability. But I believe that Chris Finch and his defensive system and offensive system just is not doing the best of his ability to help this team to survive and thrive. This is a team that should be helping make a real push in the playoffs with their offensive talent in Ant and Cat. But they are struggling because they are not having real sets for themselves to create. And when we discuss what Karl Anthony Towns' fault or bear on this little start for the Timberwolves, I would say obviously some of it falls on his shoulders. His lack of defensive ability is going to hurt them on the defensive side, but McDaniels and Gobert can help try and make up for that impact. But there is only so much that Karl Anthony Towns can do on offense. He cannot be one of your main shot takers and your main playmaker and expected to still produce on the defensive side of the floor. I believe that if Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and honestly if Chris Finch just helps draw up more plays for this team to move around and help create for each other, that this team really can figure it out and be a legitimate threat in the regular season and make a postseason run. But this is something that's only going to be achievable with time. I do agree with Ant. Give them time and they will figure it out. But to just go out and blame Karl Anthony Towns right now is something that would be ignorant to do. I hope that this little off-ball footage was able to help you see just how stagnant this offense is. This was Emster Knows Hoops, and I cannot wait to start this NBA journey with you guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you.